Yay! 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 Yay!
It's raining outside.
Yeah.
They canceled our softball game.
Yeah.
The bar is low softball.
Yeah.
Canceled. And so we came in to do a show.
And a little different setup for us.
I don't have time to edit this thing. We're just going with it.
Go.
Like old school style.
Love it.
But we're going to go with the side-by-side cameras because people expect to see our beautiful
that's it
faces.
over there. Hi.
It's hi. Hey, how are you? So our softball team is 2-0 to start the season. We were about to be 3-0, and then it was like, it's raining.
Who knows? Maybe it's a sign from the gods that we would have a bad game.
No, we were going to have a great game.
Well, you've been 2-0 without me. I haven't played in one game yet.
I know. Well, that's a sign from the gods. You walked into that one. You walked into that one.
I did. Face plant.
But I am going to start the show with we don't have any calls on our or DMs on our Instagram.
None.
But one thing that we're doing with our softball team is we're having people ask questions.
Oh.
So I actually have a question from our last game.
Oh.
And this one is from Frankie.
Hey, Frankie. Are we going to call him Frankie, or is that his real name?
This is Frankie.
Okay.
We're gonna go with Frankie. So here's a question from Frank.
Here's the question.
Panels being pushed.
Bill,
Absolutely.
question topic for tomorrow. Is it frowned upon to masturbate before a softball game? Thank you.
Thank you. And during.
Thank you so much for your call, Frank. Really appreciate it. And you knew exactly what the question was going to be.
I feared.
You knew exactly what the question was going to be before we got it.
Frank has a pregame ritual he's had for years.
Yes.
And we don't need to elaborate on that any more than what he just did.
I think he just did.
I think he just laid it all out there for
all right,
you.
so answer the question.
The official question was, is it allowed? Is it you should?
I don't know. I think we need to take another listen to see.
I'm not going to say it.
Panels being pushed.
Bill,
Absolutely.
question topic for tomorrow. Is it frowned upon to masturbate before a softball game? Thank you.
Thank you. And during.
So he thanked you.
And someone yelled in during.
Yeah, and I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is. But he thanked you, okay, and he asked you specifically. He didn't say, hey, guys, answer this question. He said, hey, Bill.
Well, he didn't say Mo, who was the guy on the show.
Well, Bill Buckby. State Representative Bill Buckby. Answer the question. You are under oath, sir.
Not frowned upon. If it makes you happy.
If it makes you happy.
It can't be that bad.
Okay, and that's the official. Okay, good job. Well done, Frank. Well done. It's allowed.
I don't know, Frank.
So here's the question.
Well, the bar is low for the team with their questions to start with. Let's hope that raises up a little bit.
I don't know if that's low.
That's
was low.
Okay, below the waist.
it's something. I saw on my way here a great vanity license plate.
Oh,
and it just worked so well with the driver. Okay, so I'm sitting at a stoplight, and the license plate, and I wrote it down. It's BURNDN, BURDN.
Yeah,
and it's this canoe of a vehicle, and the littlest the car drove by, and you could just see like just this part of the woman's head, like this little woman, and I'm looking at her, and she just looked at me as she went by, and then kept going, and I'm like, who got the vanity plate burden? Was it her kids? Was it her? It got me to really thinking.
Yeah, that's funny because I know the other side of that.
You know who that is?
Yeah.
Oh, who is that?
Mrs. BURNDN.
Her name is Mrs. BURNDN?
That's her last name.
Is she a burden on someone?
It's her last name.
Why was she low riding?
Because she's about 5 feet tall.
I thought it was the most hilarious thing. I was really hoping that like her son was like, "Yeah, Mom, I'll get you a car."
Wow.
I gotta pay for this.
I've never thought of it in that regard. I know the family.
You don't want to be in a home? I gotta pay for your car. I gotta pay for your at-home nurse. You're still alive. You're not giving me any of my inheritance early. Burden. I'm gonna go to the state and officially declare you a burden. I thought that's what was happening.
No, it's her name.
That's well, no, you ruined.
I didn't mean to ruin it, but that's what you left me.
It ruined. You know what? She ruined it by having that name. What does she do?
She's retired. You saw she's about 100 years old.
Well,
so-
she's a burden on society too.
Wow.
I mean, a lot of tax-paying dollars are going into keeping that
Wow.
that woman's head below that steering wheel.
Oh, it's a great show.
It's
It's a great show.
It kind of is. It kind of is. We had Frank's question. We have Mrs. Burton. Look, we had to take a little bit of time off, as is usual nowadays. You know, we usually have like 3 weeks between the shows because, I mean, and hopefully it won't be that much, but I'm working on another movie. We're legislating.
Yeah.
We're going into the summertime. Hopefully we're going to be able to get it done.
We should be able to now, and it's just a question of when you're going to be around, because I'm around more
Yeah,
now
yeah.
with my events going on at the park.
Yeah.
And apparently a whole bunch of golf tournaments going on that I'm going to be playing in.
There's a bunch of that.
And throwing one and all kinds of golf tournaments.
I know. It's you know, the thing about the summertime is it goes by so fast.
Mm.
And there's so many of these golf tournaments that come. And you're going to play in a bunch of them. I'm only going to play in probably yours and mine. That's just how it's going to
Well,
be.
there's one you were going to play with. No, you couldn't do the one before mine because you're going to be shooting the movie.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wait,
So
that's
I'm-
in June?
Yeah, one in June, one in July.
Oh.
I have one in May.
Hey, I'm not doing that.
I have one in May.
I'm not doing that.
It's not a scramble. I have to go with one using your handicap.
Oh, so you're going to win just based off that?
Your golf handicap.
Yeah, no. I'm not talking about like Mrs. Burden here. I'm talking about you being not as good as the other golfers in the field.
Well, I'm going to get a lot of strokes back.
Like Frank.
All right.
Before the softball game. You see how this is just full circle? Everything is full circle in this show.
Always is. That's
You
why
wanna know-
the logo's got a circle.
That's it.
Yeah. It's a legislative one
Okay.
where it's legislators on both sides of the aisle and staff
Mhm.
on pairings of two per team. You're playing against the lobbyists. There's
Oh.
2 per team.
Well, that's cool.
And they match it up so they're equal or close to the same handicap.
That's kind of neat. Okay.
So we'll see how it goes.
I want to see what happens with you in a stroke play tournament. Just straight up stroke play.
That's basically what it's going to look like. I'm going to have a final score,
Yeah.
especially after hopefully we fixed my swing last year.
I didn't fix it. There's
No,
no
we.
You. I was there while you fixed your swing.
And it was golden again.
Yeah, let's see if it holds up.
I got to hope.
Let's see if it holds up.
If it doesn't, I'm in trouble.
You want to know what pissed me off recently?
Oh, do tell. Can't wait to hear.
The WWE Hall of Fame.
Oh, okay.
Do you know who their latest induction was?
Paul Heyman.
No.
That was.
No.
They haven't had one since their
Well, they just announced who I guess their next inductee is going to be.
next year.
Next year's, yeah.
Okay. I don't know.
Muhammad Ali.
Oh, he was this past year.
Okay. Why?
Yeah.
He does not belong in that Hall of Fame.
Yeah, that was last year.
That is the stupidest thing
This
ever.
year's, yeah, earlier on.
Oh, I
yeah.
just saw the induction. I guess they
Yeah.
just did the ceremonies. Whatever the hell it may
Yeah.
be. I don't know what the timeline is. I don't care what the timeline is. Why is Muhammad Ali being inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame? Doesn't make sense. Doesn't make any sense to me.
He was at WrestleMania 1,
Okay.
where he was a special guest referee to the biggest event they've ever had that put him on the map and did everything else. So they've said, let's bring him in.
Okay.
He helped put them on the map.
So you and I called one boxing match, play-by-play, blow-by-blow, at Mohegan Sun like
Yeah.
10 years ago.
Yeah.
Why aren't we in the Boxing Hall of Fame?
Well, first off, it would be that one promotion is what it is. So WWE is its own promotion.
Okay, so why aren't we in the
So-
CES Boxing Hall of Fame?
Because they don't have one.
And if they did, would we be in the inaugural class?
I'd try to.
You think so?
I'd make an effort.
You don't have the red beard though anymore. Your beard, it wasn't this red, but it was red.
I would look more like I've aged and I'm ready for the Hall of Fame now.
Yeah, Muhammad Ali. Speaking of aging, well, he shakes more than this table.
Not anymore.
Well, he did not anymore.
You're bringing me in. You're making me as
I'm just
miserable as you.
I'm
Yeah.
setting you up. I don't get it. I don't like that he's in the Pro
no, I
Wrestling
get it.
Hall of Fame.
It's all about making money, putting people's name on stuff. It's
Yeah.
not, I get it. I mean, there's people in the Baseball Hall of Fame you probably don't agree with.
Are you putting Michael Jordan in Cooperstown?
No, I wouldn't.
this is equivalent. Nay, Michael Jordan played more than one game.
Nay, I would disagree because
Do tell.
the one event with WrestleMania, it put him on the map. If they wanted to put Billy Martin, Liberace, Cyndi Lauper in the Hall of Fame for the WWE, it'd be the same thing.
Okay,
And
fair.
Liberace may be in. I'm not sure.
I mean, Liberace invented the singlet,
Pete
as far
Rose
as I
belongs
know.
in the
you know.
WWE Hall of Fame.
Pete Rose belongs in every Hall of Fame. It's just be the man's Hall of Fame.
Make it
That's
happen.
a topic. If there was just a man's Hall of Fame,
Oh.
inaugural class,
We don't need Pete.
I'm putting Al Bundy in it, number one.
Oh no,
Not Ed
people?
O'Neill. Not Ed O'Neill.
Oh, see, this is
Okay. Well, here's the conversation for the rest of the show, everybody. No, Al Bundy's got to be in that Hall of Fame.
All right, no.
You can put Ed O'Neill, sure.
all right. So no, I'm happy to play this game.
Okay.
This is all unprepared.
Okay. Most things
But we
are.
need to know-
I had Frank's
true.
question, and I had Mrs. Burden, the burden on society, and then Muhammad Ali grinds my gears, and
All
here
right.
we are.
And that's where we are.
Yeah.
So all right, let's dial it in first.
Okay.
Fictional characters can't count. You want to put Ed O'Neill, you can't put Al Bundy. You can't put Al Bundy as a made-up character.
Yeah,
right.
but that's fine. Ed O'Neill.
Homer Simpson can't do that.
Ed
It's
O'Neill
the
would
same
make
thing.
it for portrayal of Al Bundy. I will.
Okay.
I will count that.
All right.
Yeah.
John Wayne.
John Wayne.
John Wayne.
John Wayne's in
Has
there.
to be.
Yeah.
Harrison Ford should be.
Harrison Ford. Yeah. Yeah, I would say for Indiana Jones more so than Han Solo, but Han Solo a little bit there.
Oh, Air Force One.
Fugitive.
Get off my plane. Remember Air Force One?
I do remember that.
Yeah.
I do remember that. Yeah.
Tough guy.
Okay.
A good tough guy.
So the inaugural Major League Baseball class had 4 or 5 guys.
Let's go with 5.
We'll go with 5.
5 each.
We got to pick 5 man.
Manly men.
5 men.
Manliest men of all time.
Terry Crews
Terry Crews.
might belong in this class. Terry Crews might belong in this class.
I say no.
He might belong in this
I
class.
say nay.
He belonged in it before he went on America's Got Talent. He kind of lost a couple man points there, maybe.
Well, with the pink sport coats, which I guess is okay, but it's not like the most manly thing. You're talking about the manliest men of all time.
Have you seen those commercials with the pecs and the explosions? That's
He
pretty damn
dances
manly.
his boobies, but you know he's got Schwarzenegger or him. Who's more of a man?
Stallone. Maybe Stallone.
Eh.
You think Schwarzenegger is more of a
More chauvinistic man, at least.
I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. All right. I don't think. All right. We're just beginning to scratch the surface.
Yeah,
though. This
we
is
are.
Good. This is good.
Just a little bit of an itch.
This is good.
Start to
This is
scra-
good.
You can't
So-
just scratch the itch.
So does someone like Hulk Hogan count? Because it's a persona, right? Like the man versus the persona
Right, versus the character.
versus the character.
I would say more manly. Mick Foley.
Well, I mean, we can just go. We can just rank the manliness of WWF wrestlers.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we'll
Terry Funk.
start at the bottom with Mr. Perfect. Who, Mr. Perfect, or the model? Which one is on the bottom?
Mr. Perfect was pretty good.
Well, yeah,
The
he was
model-
good.
The model's down to the bottom.
Model's
Yeah.
down, yeah. So he doesn't make the.
And there's
the Hall of
worse
Fame.
than him, but
Yeah, who would make the manliest man Hall of Fame? I think John Wayne is definitely.
John Wayne's got to be the guy.
He's in there. Let's call it the Mount Rushmore.
Mount Rushmore of manly
The
men.
Mount Rush. I'm gonna
Wow.
put Frank Sinatra on there.
You know, I thought
Different
about
type of manly man.
his name came through my head.
Yeah.
My only concern is he was. I mean, it was a different generation. He wasn't as much a gentleman to women.
No, he was a seductress or seductor.
Yeah, but he was also not so good.
Punchy?
I don't know if I'd use that word.
Was he punchy?
Abusive, maybe verbally, is what I understand. But one of our neighbors here lived with him for a while, was married to him. So
Chicago's not your kind of town.
maybe Sinatra, maybe,
Uh-huh.
maybe.
Good thing we can't do fictional characters because Alice going to the moon. No, I'm
Well, I
just
mean,
kidding.
would you put a Capone in there? Not that I'm relating Al Capone to Frank Sinatra.
I don't know. I think I would put Sinatra on there first. Al
Really?
Capone was more of a badass. You could put him on the badass
Well,
Mount
what's the
Rushmore.
difference between that and Manly Man?
I don't know. Suave.
Well, Well, if you're gonna be talking about Frankie, you got to talk about Dean.
You do, but Frankie's the OG. Frankie's
Dean,
the OG.
Dean was.
I
Dean
can't
is
put
the
the
guy we
whole
would
Rat
hang
Pack
out
in
with
there.
more.
I can't put the whole Rat
But,
Pack in
but
there.
it's pretty. It's a fair. He belongs on the honorable mention.
Yeah,
He really does.
honorable mention. Sure, he can be in like the 2025 class. But I think John Wayne and Frank Sinatra are two really good.
You know, when I used to
Guys
bounce,
there.
we used to play.
You still do. What do you mean used to? And you would have had softball not been canceled.
You are so. He's so mean. He's so mean. When I was a bouncer at a bar
Oh, continue.
locally,
Mm-hmm.
at cleanup every Saturday night,
Mm-hmm.
we would go to the jukebox. We would put in Dean Martin and Jerry Lewis
Okay.
with a song called that Certain Party.
Oh,
Worth a listen. Worth a listen.
okay.
It's classic Martin and Lewis.
Okay.
But Dean has such a great voice, too. I mean, just give him credit where it's due.
Yeah.
And he did half in the bag most of the time, so good for him. Good for him.
I don't think Frankie Blue Eyes was very sober.
Did you ever hear the story of Don Rickles?
No.
With them in, where were they? What's the big, like in Morocco? They're in Morocco at some casino.
That checks.
They're throwing him back at like 3 in the morning.
Okay.
They're all going to town.
Good.
And Frank turned and looked at him and said, Don! There was a thunderstorm rolling in outside.
Okay.
And he yelled to Don to go, tell the paparazzi to leave me alone. And he went, what are you talking about? It's a storm. Get out there. So he said he did. He walked outside, looked up at the pouring rain and went, hey, Frank wants you to stop. That
good.
was one of the 2 best Don Rickles. And Don Rickles belongs on my list, too. I love that man.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
But
yeah. I don't know.
The other one he did was he walked up to told Frank, like, hey, I got this girl with me over at in the restaurant at a different table.
Oh.
Hey, could you do me a favor when you leave? He went to the bathroom and talked to him. He said, when I leave, can you stop by and just kind of put in a good word so she sees I know you,
Okay.
Yeah, sure. So apparently he walked by and he goes, hey, Don, how you doing? He goes, not now, Frank. I don't have time for this.
Oh,
Blew him
wow.
off. Just blew him off.
Oh, wow.
Frank Sinatra talking the story said it was hysterical. Loved it.
Wow. Okay.
Different era of men.
Yeah, I don't
All
think
right.
they make men anymore.
2 of them sitting right at this table, buddy.
Yeah, but we've been made.
Well,
We've been made.
it's our job to make sure the next generation.
We gotta make more men.
Right. All right. So who else are we talking about? We talked about movie stars and singers.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, I mean, I guess.
I mean, does Babe Ruth belong on the list? It's a man's man.
Yeah.
As far as athletes go, he wasn't an athlete, but he was a ball player.
Yeah. You know what though? I if I'm gonna pick one athlete,
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with Scott Stevens. I'm gonna go with a Jeremy Roenick.
Really? But
I'm gonna
Roenick,
go with a Mike
wasn't
Richter.
always that way
I'm gonna
too.
go with a Mike Richter. I'm gonna
Mike-
go with
Ray Bork.
sure hockey player.
Yeah.
The reason why I love the hockey players is because they're both like just guy. They're the guy you can have a beer with.
Oh yeah.
But they're also like Mike Richter's. He mows his lawn. People I know have seen him
So would you rather
literally mow his lawn.
So who's higher on the list, Mike Richter or Ty Domi?
Well, Ty Domi is a piece of shit. Ty Domi is the opposite of an honorable man. He is trash human personified. And I hope nothing but ill will towards him and the Toronto Maple Leafs fan base until the end of time. And that's my story.
All
I'm
right,
sticking to
let
it.
me replace Ty Domi with Probert.
Ty Domi is such a piece of just subhuman
who's-
filth.
Who's more of a man than? You want to go Probert or you want to go Richter?
I mean, I said Scott Stevens first.
All right.
Ken Danico. Do you know who Ken
Yeah,
Danico?
yeah.
Okay, Ken Danico. He was a guy.
He was a guy.
Yeah, I liked him. He was a guy.
You know what? I'm going to scratch the Babe Ruth from my Mount Rushmore.
Okay, we're just nominating at this point.
I'm putting Ted Williams.
Teddy Ballgame. Now that
Ted
was a man.
Williams belongs there.
You know, and yeah, because anyone who is like the best ball player of his era, who's going to go, you know what, I'm going to go into the Air Force for 5 years.
Yeah.
that's
and
really
then
good.
still come back and lead the league.
and crush it. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
unbelievable.
That record would be his by a long shot had he not lost 5 years of his.
But
prime.
take his ability aside, him having the conversations and the interviews you see him on
Yeah.
was just, I'm a tough guy. I'm a man's man. I'm gonna look. You're on your phone. You're on your phone. We're not editing this. You're on your phone.
I know I am, but I had to turn it back on because it turned off.
What do you need it on for?
I got other time. You know me. I come to the prepared. I come prepared every show.
You said you had 3 topics. He said
Every
that.
show.
You heard it. You heard it.
No, I said that we had 3, or this was on 3.
So what
Yeah.
are we at? If we're going with and again we're taking a nod from Pete here. We should have dialed it into like wrestler to basketball to baseball to football to whatever. So we have John Wayne.
Mm-hmm.
We have Harrison Ford in the running so far.
He's I guess
We
he's
have
up there.
you had Stallone,
Nah, I'm going to Frankie Blue Eyes. Still on
Frankie, okay, and Ted Williams.
I mean, that's a good start.
That's a pretty good 4.
That's a really good start.
But you know what we need now? We
What?
need them. We need them to tell us who we're leaving off the list.
Oh, okay. So you want to stop the conversation because we
No,
could go for
we
another
could keep
25.
it- We could.
minutes.
We can go all day
All right,
on
call
just
in.
this.
Call in. Let us know, and then
Tell
we
us how
will
we're
critique
wrong.
your answer.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. I mean, as long as you don't put, Secretariat on the list, we're
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. He was like, "Oh, RuPaul is totally." Like,
Oh,
damn it, Pete!
Pete,
Why you got to go there?
when you don't call, we pick on you.
Uh huh.
This is the same with Liz. Liz
Yeah.
doesn't call anymore,
I
so
know.
we pick on Liz.
Yeah.
That's how it works.
Yeah.
Anybody else you're thinking of off the top of your head? Man's man.
Actually, you know what? If I'm doing a hockey player, I gotta change it. Change it. It's gotta be like
Cam Neely.
no. It's gotta be like it's gotta be like a goalie from the 40s because they didn't wear masks.
Yeah. yeah.
It's gotta be like something like that.
Yeah, and I'm with you there.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
with
yeah.
you there.
Yeah, it's definitely.
We didn't mention any football players.
yeah.
Jim Brown.
Well, I was actually thinking about Jim Brown.
Jim Brown.
Or
Walter Payton.
I was gonna go Jim Thorpe too, the Torpedo.
Or Walter Payton.
Yeah.
True class
Yeah.
the whole way.
Yeah. Well, see, that's the thing. It's the class has got to be a part of this whole thing. You got to have the class.
And by the way, I just heard this the other day too. Really excited to hear this. But
Yeah.
Ryan Sandberg went through his final treatment for cancer.
Oh.
So he's being sent home. Hopefully, I think by the time the show is out, he's sent home,
Oh.
which is really exciting.
Well, he
way to
should
go,
come on the
Rhino.
show.
Way to go, Rhino.
Way to go,
and
Rhino.
I heard they're adding his statue outside of Wrigley Field.
Oh, well, that's cool.
That's really cool.
That's cool.
That's awesome.
That's cool. He didn't fly enough W's.
Can't put it all on one guy.
Nah, you really can't.
It's like saying it about Mo Vaughn in Boston.
Well,
Can't put it all on one guy.
nah, well, both of them didn't win. The burdens. Yeah. You really love the fact that I saw that woman, and you know the backstory there, don't you? So
Going on.
So I got a fun idea. And someone actually gave me this idea.
Okay.
Because we always love having a debate, like a nice friendly debate,
Sure.
and it's always the sign of a good debater.
Back to Frank.
Well played.
Thank you.
It's always the sign of a good debate to be able to debate the side that you actually don't agree with.
I don't know as I say that's a good sign of a debater. It's just an ability to be able to do if you don't agree with the topic.
So someone told me that you and I should have a debate.
Oh, someone did.
Yeah.
You're not going to tell me who told you this.
I would if I remembered. Listen, I got a few new people who are listening to the show these days in
Okay.
my current temporary
Okay,
office. All right.
okay.
So,
Hi, temporary people.
so the question was because they could tell that you're a taller guy, and they were like, okay, you guys need to debate what's better, to be tall or to be short.
Oh.
But Mo needs to debate why it's better to be short, and Mike, you need to debate why it's better to be tall.
Are we going to do this as a back and forth kind of thing? It's supposed to like a diatribe, then a diatribe. I think we should.
Yeah, because
should
we didn't
fire.
prepare opening remarks.
No.
Right? I think it's good to be tall because you can see so much more. Like, that's easy. That's,
You know, it's better to be short because no one asks you to get stuff off the top shelf in the grocery store when you're shopping.
okay.
Yeah.
Sidebar. I have in my life, I think 2 or 3 times in my life, been asked by some burden of a woman pushing her shopping cart down. I actually have been asked before if I can reach for something, and
That's great.
And every single time my response is the same. I'm just like, oh my God, yes, yes, I will. I will struggle for you. I'm like,
do you say it in that inflection like that?
I may have.
That was a bit more flamboyant than
I
would
may
expect,
have. Well,
yeah.
I'm not making it onto the Mount Rushmore.
No, that doesn't help.
The Mount Manmore.
That sounds really bad.
Mountain Man.
We're not. No. That's awful. Why would you say that?
So it's better to be tall.
Okay.
It's better. So, but okay. I'm not buying your answer
Why?
because you gave me that was a backhanded reason why it is better to be tall. Actually,
no.
yes,
You don't
because
wanna
you
be
can reach
stopped.
things on the top shelf.
You don't like to be stopped in the grocery
because you
store.
can reach things on the top shelf.
You don't want to be that guy who has to get it for everybody else.
You're no. That's basically you being like, it's better to be short because you don't have to watch the movie when someone taller is in front of you. Like, no, that does not count. That was that's backhanded. That was a backhanded reason why it's better to be tall, and you know it, sir, and you know it.
All right.
Okay.
So all right. So
I call shenanigans, and
All
I
right.
need a better reason to be short.
All right. You know sooner if your feet stink.
I guess that's valid.
You're closer to them.
I guess that's
Yeah.
I guess that's valid.
You don't have trouble finding clothing that will fit your physique.
No.
I do.
Yeah. Okay, so that's
It's
better.
tough.
Better,
It's
to,
better
be
to be short.
Standard sizes.
You can go in the child section.
Yeah.
That's fine. That's great.
Okay. Yeah. It's better to be tall because. See, now I want to do it to you. Like, it's better to be tall because you hit your head on the door a lot. Because
I'm telling you, it's better to be
It's
short.
better- yeah!
You don't have to worry about banging your head.
no, see, it's better to be tall because people can find you in a crowded room.
Do you want them to find you?
If
It's
I'm
better
in a,
to be short to hide in a crowded room.
well, see, it's funny because if we're in a crowded room, you are more of the reclusive of the two. I am
Right.
the social butterfly.
You are.
You are the
I'm the one they find.
Yes.
Why? Because I'm up there and they look
Yes.
up and they see my dome glaring and they.
It's better to be tall because short people can't tell that you're bald. So there's that. You got that going for you. I think you got a full head of hair sometimes because you got a full chin of hair. You might as well have a full head of hair.
You can't see past there.
I don't know. Well, it depends on how close we're standing at this.
Hopefully
at this
you're
crowded,
not that close.
At
We
this
don't-
crowded party.
We don't need Furman right here. We don't need
No,
that.
nobody
We don't
wants
need that.
No,
Nobody wants that.
no. Well, no one on Mount Rushmore. No one on Mount Manmore. Is,
We're not calling it that.
Well,
we're not going to call it
That's
that.
the title of the episode. Mount
Oh,
Manmore is
no,
the title of this
no,
episode.
no.
And now you know why. Because you stuck through it to hear this one. All right, give me another reason it's better to be short, Mo.
I can't think of too many why it is better to be short. Like, why would you choose to be? You could be a jockey better than I could.
There you go.
Brian Canch.
Whoa.
Oh, okay. Well, Brian's calling.
Hi, Brian.
I am not putting him on the phone.
Oh, okay.
But that's a work call, so it's actually a good time for me to end the show.
Oh,
it was
we're
a good.
done?
It was a good show.
Okay.
It was a solid half-hour show.
Okay, quick show.
Yeah, quick
Thank
show,
you.
but they got to be these days. So, good night, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Yay! 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 Yay!
You happy with that show?
That's okay. It's a little short.
Nice.